What's going on today, guys? Well, I've been out. Went out with a few friends. We've been trail riding like crazy. And about 3-4 hours worth. I don't know. It's been a while, but I figured now was as good a time as any to do a little review and talk about all the things that I have done to this mower over the years and all the things I have planned to do and all that good stuff. So, I guess, well, we'll start with the obvious stuff. Tires. The front tires are off an old Chinese ATV I had. And I see some of them guys that build these, they get the hubs and make them out of the ones off the four-wheeler. But what I did, I made my own hubs. I just cut the center wheel out of the factory tires that were on this and welded up a little square plate to it with some bolts in there, and that's been my wheel set up there. And this side I got real good. It rides real smooth. This side I got it off just a little bit, so that wheel has a little wobble to it, but it ain't no big deal. The bumper, that is a solid piece of metal there. I forget how thick it is. It's pretty heavy. Oh, the little light bars there were just some that I had laying around. I think one of them works. And go back to the back. That's just a factory back wheel with some, I think, 22-inch tires. We got, yep, 22 by 11 by 8. I think I ordered them off of Amazon. My latest addition here is these mud flaps. And that's essentially what they are. They are just tractor trailer mud flaps I cut up, and they work great. Just cut them up, ran some self tappers in there, and they do phenomenal. Like you can see, I'll raise it up. There's what it looked like before, that much of your wheel, and that would just sling all over you. With that on there, that's nice. If you hit something, they don't break or anything like that. I've seen some people on YouTube there that'll cut the fender here and screw it to this to make it look all nice. I'm like, heck, it's a mud mower. I just cut a big chunk out of it, ran some self tappers in there, and called her good. I left it overhang the back a little bit so it don't get all over you too bad. Looks like we picked up a stick along the way. Then this side, I actually cut it and I forgot that I wanted that to come out there, so I just cut another piece through it on there. Yeah, back bumper, I made that heck years ago when I was in school, but it does really good. Just put a hitch on there in case I need to move small trailers and things. Actually, how I broke the first transmission that was in here was towing a car. So yeah, I wouldn't tow a whole lot with it there, especially with them big tires and whatnot. Well, I guess let's move on to our engine compartment. And under the hood we have I think it's an 8 horsepower. Came off a old tractor I bought, and there might be a video on that, I'm not entirely sure. But it runs good. It is a little bit weak on power. I originally got something small, with the goal of not breaking the transmission, but I did anyway, so it don't matter. I'm either gonna rebuild this one or throw probably about between a 12 and 14 horsepower if I don't. The pull start was another modification. That actually came off a generator, and it's real simple to do. You just pop rivet on there, just screwed it off, took the cup off the flywheel there, threw it on, took some washers and just welded this thing on here, and it works. Well, it did work great. Damn. But yeah, I just like the idea of it being recoiled. See some of them guys will just put the little cup on there and keep a rope. I just like it all being compact, easy to get to. Another thing that I see a lot of people do, I did different. I'm just not saying they're right, I'm wrong. I'm just saying this is what I did for me, but everybody does it different. But I see a lot of people, they'll put the battery like here or back here and all this stuff. Well, I got my battery and my fuel tank all under the hood. It's a little more of a pain when you have to work on it or change it, but you can see under there, got that guy's secure, got my fuel tank there. And I like having all that here because then that gives me room right here for storage. I need to make a lid for this box. And then I haven't put anything back here, but I'm thinking about putting actually an extra fuel cell, or just something I can keep a little extra fuel with, because that tank's pretty small. It lasts about 4 or 5 hours, which, I mean, is plenty for what I do. Gas pedal set up. I just took a little piece of pipe here and welded it on and bolt that up. And it's really simple over here. I just ran the cable to a little electrical terminal here, and that works pretty well. Usually they break every so often though. And I guess that leads us to exhaust that I just burnt my hand on. I went to the hardware store, got some, I'm thinking that's 3/4 inch pipe, and just ran it down to there. And then actually, if you guys can see under there, it runs and then it goes into a 2-inch pipe. Comes out the back right there. And it actually sounds like a motorcycle, or at least I think it does. It sounds pretty cool. And yeah, that's about it for switches and stuff. It's just the factory key. And I did put a little voltmeter here. Factory key, and then that's a switch for the lights. I think one of them works here. Shut this. Yep, that one works. I thought one of them did. And yeah, that's just some random tools I keep with me, because you never know with these things. And I guess going on to the not so obvious things, it has a 5-inch pulley in the rear and a 5-inch in the front. And I'm thinking the top speed on this is like 21, 22 mile an hour. I'm kind of on the fence about making one of the pulleys making the back one a little bit smaller to give it a little more speed, but I haven't decided for sure. So I believe that covers the majority of the stuff I have done. Now, things I plan to do that are in the future for this is I'm thinking about getting a winch for it, and I'm not sure if I want it mounted on the front up under the hood there, or if I want to mount it back here on the back. So if you guys got any suggestions, let me know. Either way would work just fine. I would just like to have one. Let me see the winch. I do want to get some clevises, D-rings, whatever you call it, and weld here and here, so I have something a little easier to hook to in case I need to pull it out or something. The next thing that is on the list, actually this is the priority on the list, is brakes. It does not have any brakes, which as long as you're riding it, you know what it'll do. You know how to slow it down. Don't need to go into that. But for safety reasons, or if you want to let somebody else ride it, brakes are a must. So what I'm thinking, I have a pretty neat brake idea that'll be in a future video. I'm not going to give any spoilers yet, but I have an idea that involves the factory brake system, but modified. So it'll be different. And the goal I actually want to do is move this pedal over and then have my brake pedal here and gas pedal there. That's the goal for brakes, and that'll be next on the list before I do pretty much anything else to it. Another thing on the list would be a skid plate on the back to cover the transmission, because you can see there that is the lowest point of ground clearance on this thing, and I would really not like to destroy another transmission. So that'll be, I want to kind of design a skid plate that is easy to take on and off, but works well. Because other than that, pretty much the rest of the bottom of the tractor is protected. Just the back transmission that hangs down. Let's see if we can get you a little underneath shot. You can see it hangs down back there, but other than that, I mean, this thing does phenomenal. And I forgot how fun it was. This is the first time I've actually went riding, like, out on the trails and stuff, and shoot, probably 2 or 3 years. I mean, it's been a long time. Very enjoyable. Today was actually more of a test run because I got a big ride coming up in a couple days. A big group of us, and you know, I don't know about you guys, but every time I take one of these out, you always have a dozen people stop and ask you questions about it. It's just one of them cool things. It's like, yeah, I made that, but it is what it is. Other than that, I think that is pretty much about it that I can think of right now. So let me know what you guys think. You got any suggestions or anything like that? Let me know. And if it's your first time checking us out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of future projects. It's not all mower related. We do trucks and tractors, and we got a few surprises under our sleeve there. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Drop a comment down below, any suggestions, and guess we'll see you next time.